Hey folks, thanks for stopping by. If it's your first time here, thanks for visiting. Be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and leave a comment. I'd appreciate it. So today we're going to prune our blueberry bushes. I've got 20 bushes and they haven't been properly pruned in many years. So they're going to need a really good pruning this year. And the better I prune them, the longer they'll last. I wanted to do this a couple of weeks ago, but the snow was still about that deep, and I didn't want to have to go shoveling snow and ice out of the way just to prune these. So I still have time to prune them this year. It's not too late. So I'll bring you in a little closer and I'll show you what needs to be done and how I'm going to do it. All right, so we'll start with this bush. It's as good as any. So what I want to do is take out the older canes, 2 or 3 of the older canes, sometimes 1 depending on how well it's been pruned. But like I said, these haven't been pruned in many years, so I'm going to do probably at least 2 canes. And what I want to do is take out the 2 oldest canes. And you can tell which are the oldest canes because they're going to be the thickest canes. And one telltale sign for the older canes is all the lichen growing on the cane. So you can see this is an old cane here. There's another fairly old cane here. So I'm going to take out some of these canes. That'll open up the bush and allow some of the newer canes. You can see some of the newer canes here. Smaller canes. These are the newer canes, and that will, if I take out the older canes, the larger canes, that'll open up the bush and allow the younger canes to grow and flourish. And taking out some of these canes will allow the sunlight to come into the bush and cut down on disease and allow more fruit to grow eventually. The other thing I want to do is take out some of the older shoots that aren't producing as much, like this one here. This won't produce much, and it's sticking out into the walkway. So I'll probably take something like this off. And then up on the top here, I'll see if there's any dead shoots, maybe dead branches, and take some of those out. I'll take out some of the shoots and branches that are growing up and crisscrossing. You don't want anything crossing. Same thing with the canes. You don't want those crossing because they'll wear on each other and that can cause disease. So if I take out some of the stuff that's growing inward here and crossing other shoots and branches, that'll open up the bush even more. So I'll get my loppers and my pruning shears and we'll get at it. So I think I'll take this cane out, and I'm not sure which other one. Maybe this one here. Probably this one here. This is an old one right here. And this is growing up inside the center of the plant. If I take this out, this will give the new canes a lot of room to grow. So I'll start with this. This is a younger cane, but it's got a lot of branches growing off of it, and they're rubbing against each other. So I'm going to take some of these out. I'm going to cut this one off because it's growing out into the open. There's one there, and I'll just take this off right down here. And then I'll take this one off. I've got a kind of a dead piece here, so I'm going to take that off. I'm going to take this one out. So you can see by taking those two canes out, it's really opened it up. And I'm still going to take a little more out off the top here, some of the older growth. Maybe this one here. If I take this one out, this is an older branch, and that's kind of taking up a lot of the center of the bush here. If I take that out, that'll open it up even more. And then possibly a few of these others. They're not producing a lot. So this is far more open than it was, but I've got, if you can see, I've got some here that are crossing each other. So if I take this branch out, that'll open it up even more. I want to find these branches and shoots that aren't producing much. See, this one's kind of dead right here. So take that off. This is dead here. Take that off. Maybe that one. A couple more here. And then here, I've got this one. It's getting kind of old and it's growing up toward the center of the bush. So if I take this one out, that'll open up the center even more. And here's the same bush after being pruned. So you can see that it's far more open than it was. So that'll allow the sunlight in, that'll cut down on disease and help it to grow more. The older the cane is, the less fruitful, the less productive it'll be. So taking out the older canes really doesn't cut down that much on the berry production, and that allows those new canes to grow up. So that's one bush down and 19 to go. So let's move over to another one and I'll run that through time lapse for you. So here's another bush. This is the second one I'm going to start on. This is the opposite corner actually of the first bush that I pruned. This is a prime example of a bush that needs serious pruning. So one thing I want to do is take this cane out because it's growing out into the opening. It's always in the way. So I'm going to take that one out, and then I'm not sure which one. I'll have to figure out which one I want to take out. Maybe this one here, because as you can see, it's growing up from over there, coming out this way for sunlight, and it's rubbing up against this cane and causing damage there. And there's really nothing growing at the end anyway, as you can see. So that's a dead cane. So I'm going to take that out, and then I'll have to figure out, once I take those out, what other one I want to take out. Maybe this one growing right up through the center, and that'll open it up quite a bit. And you can see that there aren't a whole lot of new canes coming up through here. I think that's probably because it's so crowded now, they don't even have a chance to grow. So I'll start on that one. You can see up here it's really crowded, and this one every year is just full of small berries, and there's just too many there. Too many, as you can see, too many shoots. It's trying to produce too much. So I'm going to take some of that out as well. All right, so that's the second bush pruned, It's still pretty crowded up in here, and I might take more out, but this is all young stuff here, so I'm not sure. I think I might leave it, but it's definitely a whole lot better than it was. That should give plenty of room for the new canes to come up. Okay, I'm done. So it's the following weekend. Spent a couple of hours today finishing up the bushes here. So they're all pruned. I'll walk you around a little bit and show you a few of the bushes. So I pruned out a lot of the canes like you see there, and then a lot of the dead stuff, actually all the dead stuff, and some of the branches that were crossing other branches, and cleared out the center of the bushes. So like this one here, I didn't take out the entire cane, but I took out that piece there that was coming up and going through here. I kept this piece because it's still going to be producing quite a bit. You can see I took out another branch here that was crossing over. Oh, I got to trim this off. And that'll allow this cane to grow. So you can see it's kind of open in the middle here. So the sunlight will get in, the air will get in, and allow that cane to grow. So once again, and as always, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for visiting. Please leave a comment and hit the like button, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks again.